Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with the greatest recordings ever. And today we're talking about the Brahms Deutsches Requiem, the German Requiem. And of course, we all know which recording it has to be, don't we? This one. Herbert Blomstedt with the San Francisco Symphony Orchestra and Chorus on Decca, with Elizabeth Norberg-Schulz, soprano, and Wolfgang Holzmair, baritone. Yes, I know, you thought it was going to be Klemperer, didn't you? Because that was the reference recording for the Brahms German Requiem, and so it remains. And it's also one of the greatest recordings ever. It really is. It is. There's no question about it. But there are others, especially in works that get recorded every 15 minutes, like the Brahms German Requiem. But this is certainly, it's equal, and it's in some respects, in more modern sound and things like that, it's superior. What are the virtues of this recording? Well, they are many, and we need to enumerate them. First, you have the San Francisco Symphony Chorus, which is unquestionably one of the great symphony choruses in the world today. I mean, when a symphony orchestra has a great chorus, like the Chicago Symphony Chorus had under Margaret Hillis and Robert Shaw, and, the Atlanta Symphony Chorus, well, you want to show them off. You want to do the great choral works. And they are marvelous. They're an absolutely wonderful, wonderful group of singers. And it's not often acknowledged. What a great symphony chorus is. I mean, how many there are and who has them and all that stuff, because, they kind of pop up whenever certain pieces are on the program, and then they go away, and that's the end of it. But no, they sing absolutely magnificently here, with beautiful balance between the various sections, and contrapuntal clarity in the fugues. Just a joy to listen to. They really are. And that's a very, very important thing. The chorus director, by the way, is Vance George, and he's terrific. He's absolutely terrific. He gets no credit. I mean, we used to hear about Shaw and Margaret Hillis and people like that. No one talks about Vance George. He deserves enormous credit for shaping and maintaining an absolutely top-flight musical organization. It really is. So, in a choral work, the first thing you need is a great chorus. People do it anyway. Every chorus sings this piece, right? Every amateur chorus. I sang it. I mean, it's an amateur chorus. In an amateur chorus at a high school glee club. I mean, everyone's doing it. But when you do it at that level, it makes a huge difference. Of course, you've got the San Francisco Symphony, which is a world-class orchestra. You have two absolutely first-class soloists who sing with incredible honesty and simplicity and tonal allure. And those qualities, honesty and simplicity, really are the things that characterize this performance, as they were the things that characterized Klemperer's performance. Because, and I can't stress this enough, Brahms wanted to call this originally a human requiem. The object of this work is to offer consolation to those who are mourning, or offer consolation to anybody who was mourning at one point or another in their lives. I mean, that's not the issue. The issue is to humanize the act of grief in a selection of texts that offer precisely that differing angles of mourning. And it accomplishes that, absolutely. There's no question that's what it does. It fulfills Brahms' intention. And, Brahms was not a religious guy. He was, at best, an agnostic. He made his own selection of texts. He did not want this piece to be in any way sectarian. He just, like I said, wanted to just humanize the entire act of mourning and grief. And it's beautiful for that reason. And the performances that succeed the most, in my view, are those that approach it from that human angle, that don't try and paint on the thing a gloss of transcendental slickness with crazy slow tempos or self-regardingly spiritual, the things, as in Carillon, for example, who I think is usually, the poster child for faux spirituality in music. You can do it. You can do it by being completely rigid and the way music achieves spirituality, of course, is by being not human, not vocal, by being seemingly bigger or slower or heavier or all those things that just make it sound like it's some kind of gigantic thing landing, cruising in from another planet, that sort of idea. And that's what Karajan does in his recordings. Usually, I think there's just this very cold, inhuman slickness to his approach to it that drives me absolutely up a wall. And others have done that too. I mean, it's an effort to try and be self-regarding. And nothing could be further from Blomstedt's approach than that. Because Blomstedt, who, as we all know, is a Seventh-day Adventist and who has his own very deeply held religious convictions, just lets the music happen. And it's not saying he doesn't get involved or that he doesn't have ideas, but all of his ideas are placed in the service of allowing that wonderful, warm, human, vocal, vital, living is the point, expression to manifest. I mean, this is not, the music is about death. It's a requiem, yes, or it's about mourning or sadness, but that doesn't mean it has to sound dead. It's not dead itself. It is a living, breathing organism. And that's what you get in this absolutely stunning recording of the German Requiem, which is unquestionably one of the greatest recordings ever. And really a remarkable achievement given the history of the work on disc, I think. Because it's not the most common approach. So many performances and interpretations of this work are so much more self-conscious. But this is completely immersed in the music without a trace of that kind of quality. And that's why I find it so moving and so beautiful. And so will you. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.